Hello everyone, this is Venom, and today we're going to be going over and talking about the exotics that Bungie's been previewing over the last few days. Now, Bungie has been putting out a lot of information about the final shape, and the exotics we've been previewed this week, not necessarily all bangers. Now, I did go over the exotic armor pieces when they were coming out. I was somewhat excited when they first came out, but now that I've had a chance to look at them a little bit longer, let it marinate, I'm not necessarily thrilled by them, and from the community sentiment, everyone else isn't either. And the exotic weapons, a couple of them look good, but one of them is really kind of disappointing. Again, this is only going off of the effects that they've shown us. There may be some additional effects that haven't been listed, or they may be stronger than we know, but what they previewed to us so far is not looking great. So that being said, we're going to start off with the exotics that was just announced today and work backwards. We're going to talk about each one and what I'm kind of feeling about each one. And yeah, let's go ahead and start with the new exotic sniper rifle, the Still Hunt. Now, this is the one that was just released today. I'm assuming this is a special weapon. Now, this one looks like you get kills, charge up power to fire golden gun shots, right? So it looks like you get that from kills, turn it into a golden gun. Now, I actually wonder if this is a hunter-specific weapon, and if they're going to come out with a Warlock and a Titan exotic tomorrow, because I thought by now they were going to come out with more stuff today. They would have already. Now, it looks like it might be a hunter exclusive, but it could be, it could not be, I don't know. But that's the one that was previewed today. That one actually looks pretty good. I don't know how good the damage is going to be in PvE, if it's going to be like a boss melter, or it's mainly going to be for ad clear, but we'll see. It looks kind of like a Vex Mythoclast, just in the sniper rifle form. Now, next off, we got one that was previewed yesterday. This is a Kostoff. Now, this is a fan favorite. People do like this weapon. The basic version of it was, of course, the first weapon we get as Guardians. You can still get this weapon in-game right now, the white version. In fact, I believe I've got it in my vault right now. This is going to be the exotic version of it. Now, in Destiny 1, it had a very different function than it does now. This one is going to be every 7th bullet ricochets, and it looks like a pretty crazy ricochet here, too. It looks like that 7th bullet actually hits all 4 enemies, and it looks like it's actually pretty strong, too. Now, in Destiny 1, you can actually change the weapon's functionality. You can change it between a scout, an auto rifle, or a pulse. Now, it was never like a great PvE weapon as far as, damage. It wasn't like a boss melter or anything. But it was fun to play with, and I believe it was pretty good in PvP. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like in the final shape. We don't know if it's going to be craftable or not, but so far, at least it's another fan favorite to come back. It's kind of like the Hung Jury before they released, 13 different versions of it. It was a fan favorite. People loved it. Hopefully it's not overdone, and hopefully this is going to be craftable. Hopefully we get that the ability to change its functionality between Scout, Pulse, and Auto Rifle like we did in D1. Hopefully we can either craft it or we can just cycle through that naturally, but we will see. It doesn't list any of that on here so far. Now, as far as things people are excited about and that I'm excited about, the only other exotic, or I should say the third exotic I'm actually excited about, is going to be the Titan chest piece. That is the Hazardous Propulsion. Now, this is one whenever the Titan uses their class ability, it actually launches rockets from them. Now, this actually looks pretty good and is the only exotic armor piece that was announced that actually looks pretty good, actually. Looks like it might be fairly strong. Even if it's not super strong, it looks like it's going to be just fine for ad clear and help out a lot. It looks like it's going to be a lot more precise than the other chest pieces that we got. That one actually looks like it's going to be pretty fun. Now, as far as the things I'm not so excited about, we're going to go ahead and start with the Microcosm. Now, this is an exotic trace rifle that's been shown off for a while. It looks like it is a heavy trace rifle, something I did not notice before. And it looks like this trace rifle, which is supposed to be based off of the Traveler's Beam, just does a lot of damage to enemy shields. That's all it is. Deals massive bonus damage to shields. That is not a very good exotic perk. Now, there may be additional stuff for this, but for a heavy trace rifle, and all it does is extra damage to shields, that's something you would get, like, on a legendary random rolled gun. Like, that's something that sounds like it is a regular perk on a legendary weapon. It does not sound like it is or exotic effect. It sounds pretty bad, if I'm being honest. Now, it's melting through enemies on here, but again, it's a trace rifle, and it honestly doesn't look like it's doing much more damage than a regular, primary or secondary trace rifle. Like, it really does not look that impressive. That's probably the first disappointing thing about this. I thought this weapon would be super powerful. It's based off the Traveler. I mean, maybe it would heal you or something, but it just doesn't even make sense as far as the lore goes. So this is really based off the Traveler. It should be healing. Now, maybe it heals you as it's damaging, or maybe you get health back for each kill or something. I don't know. But the effect that they've listed on screen and what they're showing us right now is not great. I mean, what happens if you go up against an enemy with no shields? Then it's really not doing anything. So at that point, either the beam's got to be super strong, or it's really just a wasted exotic. Now, again, unfortunately, we don't know if there's any additional functionality. We don't know if it's like really secretly a good weapon and we just haven't had a chance to use it yet. Because again, we haven't had a chance to use it yet. We don't know. But unfortunately, on first look here, this looks like not very good exotic, unfortunately. Now, if it does really a lot of damage to shields, and maybe this also, you know, goes to like barrier champion shields or something like that, that'd be pretty cool. But as of right now, unfortunately, I'm not impressed. That could change later on, but it's not what I'm really excited about. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is going to be the Matod Doxia. This is one I did a video on. Again, I did all the armor piece videos as they were coming out, but I'm going to go over again for this video. This is the Matod Doxia. This is for the Warlock. This is the one that allows the Warlock's melees to suspend enemies. Now, it sounds great at first, but the part that kind of gets me is how they've shown it off in this preview, and I'm going to show you what I mean here. You can see 1, 2, 3. It takes all 3 melee charges to suspend. It says Arcane Needles cause a suspending detonation. If each one caused a detonation by itself, that'd be great. This looks like it takes all 3. But there's also another problem here. It may not take all 3 for every enemy. You see, what he's attacking here is a champion. And then when he does it again, he's attacking another champion. He's a barrier champion right here. So 1, 2, 3. So maybe it only takes 3 for barrier champions, or not for barrier champions, just for champions. And maybe for like red bars or orange bars, it only takes 1 or 2. That'd be fine. It'd be a bit more permissible. But if it takes 3 charges to suspend enemies, it's not going to be worth it. Or like maybe every 3rd charge suspends enemies. I'm not sure. It's not really worded too well on here. Again, this is one we're going to need more context to before we really decide if it's good or not. But looking at what they've shown us and how they preview this, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. You'd be better off just using a shacker grenade and using, say, some threadling grenade, or I don't know, pretty much anything is going to be better at suspending than this. Yeah, I really don't got much more to say about that until we get our hands on it and get to test it. The last one is probably the one I'm most disappointed in. Now, this is one that is going to be for Arc Hunters. Now, I have to be honest, I have a bias towards Arc Hunters. I don't like them very much, mainly because I am a Void Hunter main. I turn invisible all the time. My second is, of course, Strand, and then I do like to use Solar. I don't like Arc. It's my least favorite subclass, period, except on Warlocks. And on Hunters, I really don't like them. Even with Combination Blow, which is powerful, I still don't like it. Mainly because there's also not really a lot of awesome Arc exotics for the Hunter. Now, there are some, but none that are like exclusively Arc or any that I really like, to be honest with you. Now, this is one that is Arc exclusive, and it basically does what the Bombardiers does. Whenever you use here it says Arc aspects create bouncing explosives. It didn't say a specific aspect, it says Arc aspects. So that makes me think that any Arc aspect would work. So this could probably work with something like Combination Blow, maybe. Every time you would punch an enemy, maybe these grenades would pop out. The questions I would have would be, though, are these grenades going to work with every single one? Like, will it work with Combination Blow? Or will these grenades hurt you if they end up hitting you too? Because if it does work with Combination Blow, you're going to be pretty close when these grenades go off. That's another one that I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but so far, it's not looking very good. Now, I could be wrong about it, and I know a lot of people love the Arc Hunter. Like I said, I personally don't. Now, keep in mind, I also have a bit of a bias from Destiny 1, too, because when I started playing, Taken King had just come out, or was just coming out, so I got to play an Invis Hunter pretty much right away. Even though I started with the Stellar Hunter, I got to play an Invis Hunter, and I've been Invis hunting pretty much ever since then. I don't know, until we get our actual hands on this and the Matod Doxia and, what's the other one? The Microcosm. Yes, as of right now, they don't look very good, but those could change very easily. I mean, these are the kind of exotics and weapons that once you get your hands on them, they could have some very insane builds. I mean, especially the Microcosm, you could definitely, like with the Cenotaph helmet with the Warlock, you could easily have a trace rifle in every single slot, and just be generating ammo like crazy. Now, that would help the Warlocks out, but not really everybody else as far as using it, but we don't know until we've seen it. The last thing I want to talk about is that this is a Golden Gun weapon, the Still Hunt exotic that we just saw today. Now, I am wondering, because again, we only saw this one weapon premiere today, because this is a weapon that lets you use Golden Gun, it actually makes me wonder if it's going to be a Hunter exclusive, and if so, are we going to be getting some additional weapon previews here in the next day or two? Like, are we going to be looking at a Titan exotic tomorrow? Are we going to be looking at a Warlock exotic the day after that? Now, it doesn't list anywhere on here that this is a Hunter exclusive. What's that small print there? That looks like just dots. I can't see if it's small print. Doesn't look like it. It could be a Hunter exclusive. I don't know. It would be cool if it is Hunter exclusive, only because it tells me we're going to be getting additional exotics as well. Now, if it's not, it still looks pretty cool, don't get me wrong, but I do hope it is a Hunter exclusive just because I would really like to see some better exotic weapons on here. Now, of course, we should be getting more exotic weapons anyway. We should, of course, be getting a red exotic with the final shape. I doubt they're going to preview that anytime soon. In fact, I don't think they'll do it till the game comes out. I may be wrong, though. And, of course, we just got all the different effects that were... We got all the different effects revealed to us as far as the exotic class item from Prismatic, so that's really where I think the best exotic stuff is going to come from. Even though these are already effects that we have in game now, the fact we're going to be able to combine them is what I think is going to be really the exotics to play with for the season. So the new stuff looks alright, armor-wise. The Steel Hunt looks cool. The Kostov, again, is a classic weapon. I'm not happy or sad about it. It's a neutral for me, but a lot of people do like it. But the Microcosm, that's a hard no for me so far. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I'm going to make another video if we get any more additional exotics that are shown off. But as of right now, this is all 6 exotics that have been announced to us outside of, again, the exotic class items for Prismatic. And that's a whole other system that we talked about. Again, if you haven't read that one already, go ahead and check you can go ahead and check the This Week in Destiny for 5.9. It lists all those effects. And it does tell us that we will be able to farm them in week 2. That's how we're going to be able to farm for all these different effects. And will be randomly rolled on the class item, and they are going to be specific rolls for each column, so keep that one in mind. But that's going to do it for today, guys. If you liked the video, please like it. If you love what we're doing here on the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all on the next video.